part of your course for about 2 months now. So I've been doing much better. I'm so happy. Like I'm literally, I'm so much happier. Like I have to tell you, like the substitution questions with the games, like I had an instant epiphany. Like I just understood it. Like you just like mapped it out and boom, I could do it now. Like right away. Like I just know what to do now. So I appreciate that. It did it all. Like, I mean, I have like a focusing issue, I think. So that helped. That was everything. I'm not even kidding. So I thank you for that.
Of course. So I'm so glad to hear. I love to see those breakthroughs. Amazing.
Yeah. But my only problem now is unfortunately logic games, which is like why I'm just like slowing down on it. I can't seem to move forward. Yeah, so I've been like doing the LSAT for like, I've been doing like piecemeal studying at this point for like 2 years now. So now I'm actually sitting down and doing it, but it's just like, it's like the bane of my existence when it comes to logical reasoning. Like I can't do it. Like I just don't want to do it. So I just need a little bit of help there.
Yeah, sure. Of course. Any particular areas where I could support you in that?
Necessary assumption, inferences. I'm like a mad woman, like when it comes to inferences. Like I've been like writing down like all my like entire thought process. Like I could show you like my entire like spreadsheet of everything I've been doing. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. But yeah, I've been reading a lot of your blog posts, which has helped a lot with that. Like, you know, just like really like mapping everything out and like really breaking everything down. So I really like honed in on that, which is what I wasn't doing before. So yeah, so I'm getting a little bit better. I've had a little bit of an improvement with inferences and necessary assumption, but it's something that obviously I need to keep working on.
Sure. Have you watched any of the inference workshops or necessary assumption workshops?
Yeah, like 100, like 2 or 3 times at least. Like I'll just like constantly rewatching them. Like maybe I didn't catch something the first time, so I'll rewatch it over and over again. So that's like where I'm like really stuck right now for now.
Sure. Understood. Well, I mean, all my general advice that I can give you is in the course already. If you have particular questions, I'm happy to address them. I just uploaded the latest inference workshop inside the course like a couple days ago. So you may not have seen that one in particular. I've been doing these full-length live classes to supplement some of the older videos I made before the world of Zoom. And so I'm going more in depth with a reboot of all the conceptual theoretical approaches for strategy. And then, of course, in class, we're going over several questions of each type as examples.
Right. That's very, very helpful. Like, I've sat through, I think 2 of your online classes, like your webinars, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been helpful. I think I did the inference one. I think I may have done that one. So that was helpful. So I'm really just focusing on that. And I'm just really slowing down. It's like something like I can't think like whenever I do inferences. I don't know if a lot of your other students have that issue, but I just don't know. Like I don't know what to do. Like I lose it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I mean, people have trouble with all question types. You're definitely not alone there. The thing is to engage in that in-depth review process to figure out where exactly your misunderstanding is coming from. So if you're the kind of person who, as you said, you're making spreadsheets, categorizations, analysis, that's all fantastic. That's great. Aside from numerical data, though, there's also the qualitative data in terms of what your approach was like, where you might have slipped up here or there, missing a key word in stimulus, question stem, or choices, the tempting wrong answers, discouraging right answers, looking into all of that.
Right. I think that's what it is. Maybe like I just look over a specific word. Like, I don't know why I do this. Like, I'll see the word generally, and I know generally is never the answer choice to choose. And guess what? I choose that answer choice. I don't know what happens. I trip up and I choose a generally choice because it's so attractive. Like I just choose it because I see myself spending way too much time, right? Like I'll spend like easily, like easily 30 minutes on one question, just trying to like analyze it. I mean, I don't know, maybe that might sound a little ridiculous, spending 30 minutes on a question, but
No, my reading comp deep dives, we spend an entire hour just discussing the passage, not even the
Oh, okay.
questions. So
Okay.
I'm all about taking more time. I do want to disagree with you on one particular thing you said, though, which is generally never being the right answer. I don't believe in those blanket statements. I'm sure if we look through the 10,000 LSAT problems out there, the 5,000 on logical reasoning, we may find an example where generally was the correct answer, or in reading comp it was. So I would recommend against such a extreme approach or a formulaic approach to dismiss certain choices or automatically choose them based on individual particular words. Everything is contextual. Everything's contextual.
I'll keep that in mind. I will definitely keep that in mind for sure.
But one thing I do want to point out for you, though, is that if you're looking at approaches, some general frameworks you can use that apply to both inference and necessary assumption would actually be to be biased in favor of more moderate choices.
Okay.
More moderate rather than more extreme, because more moderate is more likely to have been supported by or required by the stimulus than more extreme language would be. So that is a general thing you can use going in.
Okay. Yeah, because like I would say like it's kind of like falling underneath like the spectrum, right? Like this is spectrum here, and like moderate language would fall under it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So moderate language in a way is smaller, so it's more likely to fit within the umbrella of the stimulus, whereas more extreme language is making a broader claim. It's going to go beyond oftentimes what is contained within the stimulus. So in general, if you were totally at a loss down between two, go towards the more moderate language on average and have that mindset going in.
Okay. I will keep that in. And this is the same thing for necessary, because I know like you always stress necessary assumption is a specific must be true question, right?
Yes, exactly. You got it.
Right. So I should also apply that rule to necessary assumption. I should just apply that, keep that in mind, right?
Just keep it in mind. Just keep it in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, will do. Because for necessary like I'm getting better, but very, very slowly. Like I never understood that like destroying the argument technique from previous courses. Like that just I somebody would just say to me like just destroy the argument. Like I didn't know like destroy the argument. Okay. But then you thankfully you came along. Like I saw it in depth, and it's like you literally just take the answer choice, you negate it, and then you literally just apply that to the argument. And then if it kills the argument, then that's the his choice, right?
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it down. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got the theory. I don't know, you're doing great. I mean, you got the theory, you got the concepts. The next step is the application. And so when you're approaching problems and you're noticing that you get some wrong, or you have difficulty with some, that's where the post-game analysis in terms of your review process will be the place for you to figure out where exactly you're misunderstanding things.
Yeah, it's definitely the answer choices. I think that's where I'm falling short. It's like me understanding the answer choice itself. Like sometimes it's like convoluted language, obviously. Like that's the point of the exam, right? So I just gotta hone in on that. But that'll be a work in progress. I'll definitely get that over time. So I've been doing a lot of like the time section, and I don't know why I'm also getting justification. I haven't gotten to that part of the course, to that part in the course yet, but like justification questions. I don't know why I'm getting those wrong now. Like I don't know why, but you're literally just justifying the argument, right? I mean, again, I haven't gotten to that part.
So you're looking at, you mean sufficient assumption?
Is that sufficient assumption?
So some people call it justify, others call sufficient assumption, where they're asking which one of the following, if assumed, or it would allow the argument to follow if properly inferred, for example, or enable the argument.
Oh no, not those ones. It's just like justify the argument. Oh darn, I should have had some examples ready for you. But it's just literally just says like, what does this argument say to like, what is this doing to justify the argument? Like it's like a principle type of question, and then just like you justify like
principle application.
I think that's what it is. Yes. I don't know why I'm getting that wrong now. I just used to breeze through that before, but now I'm tripping up on that in the actual time section. I don't know what to do.
Well, principle application, that's definitely a tougher type. I think of those a little bit like parallel reasoning questions, because you have the abstract general principle. The application is a specific parallel to the principle generally speaking, or that at least that's the goal, but there may be a certain area where the application falls short. So if there are 3 criteria in the principle and the application only talks about 2 of them, and they're saying that the application follows the principle, the question is then, what's that missing piece?
I see. Okay. That makes sense. Let me note that down. I was literally like, I was going through all the question types, and it was just that one in particular that I just kept on getting wrong. And yeah.
By the way, I've got a workshop on those too, actually. I have a workshop where we covered parallel flaw, principal application. And so you may not have gotten there yet because this is a little bit later in the course for logical reasoning, but I've got a full length class on that too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. It's just like, I just can't seem to get past like necessary and must be true. Cause it's just, like I just stopped thinking, and it's like, I don't want to do the LSAT anymore, so it's just.
Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want you to stop wanting to do this. We've got to figure out what's holding you back. So focus on that review process, the Socratic review method. I have several full-length master classes in the course going over different review strategies, including student review examples. I've even had students provide their own review processes to show what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, because I'll just do like 2 questions and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I don't like this. But obviously that's not a reason to stop, right? Because I don't like something or I don't understand it. It just means I don't understand it. But yeah, I'm gonna go back on that and try to figure out some sort of a review process for me to understand it. Other than that, like it's just logical reasoning where I can't move forward from. Like reading comprehension. That's something that that's something I just have to work on myself, and I'll get better at that over time. But yeah, like it's just logical reasoning. I just need a lot of motivation and a lot of focusing. Like I just cannot focus on that. Do you have any other tips for that? Like,
yeah, a couple things come to mind. One is that you may want to mix in some quick wins every now and then to keep the morale up. And so that could involve going back to logic games, the rule substitution questions you were so excited about coming into this call. Like do some of those, do some logic games in general. Reading comp, you said you haven't touched that much that yet. Watch the reading comp deep dives, engage in that process on your own to deeply analyze the passage. And maybe you'll find that you're more comfortable with those than logical reasoning. That could give you some wins also and some variety.
Okay.
Mix it up. Just doing nothing but tough logical reasoning questions can get discouraging over time. So mix it up to avoid that. And then secondly, what if you took the perspective that every question you got wrong was a chance to learn something new? Or what if you actually tried to get 100 questions wrong? So you'd have 100 to review. That means you're working on things that you need to be working on.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. I try to think of it from that perspective. I'll try to think of it from that perspective too. Like, me trying to learn something new and just 100 things for me to, work on and try to understand better. I'll definitely try to conceptualize that. For sure. Okay. One other thing. So when I go on reviews, like, how should I check my answers? I know this is like really like rudimentary question, but it's like, so like I'll do like a whole section, right? And then should I check it right away? Cause I just do a question. I'm just like, oh my God, I have to see the answer right now. And just like, I have to know if I got it right or wrong. So what should I do? Cause I can't help myself. I get too excited and I have to know the answer right away.
When are you taking the LSAT?
Okay. So I'm planning it for February.
Okay. So you've got some time.
Yeah.
You've got some time. Okay. So I would say for now, start working on, rather than question by question, section by section.
Section by section. Okay.
So you can't check until you finish the section.
Okay. That's going to require a lot of... Okay. All right. I will try to work on that. I will try to not get tempted by that. Okay.
Are you using Law Hub or books or something else?
I'm using a combination of both. When I use books, I don't know why I get the questions wrong. And then when I use Law Hub, I understand it better. I don't know. so I'm just going to start using Law Hub, because whenever I use the books, I can't focus. I get all my questions wrong. And then majority of the time, I do get it right when I'm using Law Hub. So it's been a mix.
Well, it's good for you that the exam is no longer on paper then, because
Right.
it was going to be digital, if not flex. February is going to be a flex. So that's definitely the format regardless. So that's good news if you're a screen person.
I was surprised myself, but I'm happy that I don't have that like that disadvantage, I guess, in terms of not like being better on the computer. But yeah, no, for sure. I'm doing better on that. So I'll definitely focus more on that.
I have one more thing to say on this, actually. Yeah. So the reason I suggest section by section for now is that you've got to move away from the instant feedback, the immediate gratification. You're not going to get it on test day. Test day is even worse because you're taking 3 sections back to back for the flex, and then you're not getting your results for 2-3 weeks. So that's a long, long wait. But the first step is going away from question by question and that little show answer thing that shows up on Law Hub. Like, you're not going to have that on test day, unfortunately. You're not going to know for a while. But then you also have to be able to let go from sections as well. So from question to question to section to 3 sections back to back, not checking till after that.
Okay.
So that you like, you could solve logical reasoning, do that section, then you still have to do games and reading comp, not knowing what your logical reasoning results were. So you want to be able to let go of thinking about those previous ones when you've already had to move on.
Okay. I'm going to work on that. That's going to require a lot of like inner, like I just have to stop myself from doing that. Okay. I will try my best to do that. Okay.
But I'm really glad we got to finally connect on video and have this call. It was great to connect with you, Anam.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And I just absolutely love your work. Thank you for always putting up like little clips. That is just the best. That is what helped me. The little clips, they always helpful. Always. Oh, and your emails. They're very funny and I love them. They give me motivation to actually do work. So thank you so much for that.
Of course. Great. Well, I'm looking forward to talking more with you soon. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. All right. Bye. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.